Do you feel like you're drowning in debt? Are you tired of making those monthly payments that never seem to make a dent in your balance? Well, there is good news. There are ways to pay off your debt faster. In this video, I'm going to share with you some of the best tips and strategies for paying off debt faster. The first step to getting out of debt is understanding your debt. Many people with debt don't really know how much they owe or the interest they're paying. So it's crucial to review your finances. Create a list of your debts, including the balance and interest rates. Don't fear this step. It's necessary. It's your starting point, and things will improve over time. Starting today means it won't get worse, and each day will be progress. Take action now, as avoiding this is like navigating a maze blindfolded.
Well, I mean, there's kind of two numbers, Dylan, that we look at, and we call it the shovel to hole ratio. And the shovel is your income versus the hole is your outgo, your what you're spending to eat, and then how much debt you have.
Next, after you've figured out how much money you owe and how much interest you're paying, it's important to track all your spending for the next 30 days. You need to keep a close eye on how much money is coming into your account and how much money is going out. Many people don't really know where their money goes each month. It could be that burrito you bought, the coffee you grabbed this morning, or lunch with your coworkers. These small expenses may not seem like a big deal at the time. $10 here and there doesn't look like it matters much. But when you add up these small expenses over time, they become a significant amount. By keeping tabs on your spending, you'll see the overall impact of your money going out without you even realizing it. This will help you understand where your money is going, and you can use that knowledge to make better spending choices and put that money towards paying off your debt. The third step, after you've completed that, is to monitor your expenses carefully. You'll create two lists, one for essential spending and another for discretionary spending. The essential list covers basic needs like food, housing, insurance, and other necessities crucial for daily life. This helps establish a minimum monthly budget required for survival. On the other hand, the discretionary list comprises things you'd like to do but can forego without severe consequences. This might include dining out with friends, buying expensive morning coffee, watching movies in theaters, or shopping at stores like H&M. Once you've done this, it's an exciting moment. You're about to kickstart your new budget. The essential spending list becomes your financial guideline for saving money. You'll use the savings from this budget to pay off your debt. Nevertheless, let us know your thoughts in the comment section. And now, let's delve into step 4. This part can be challenging, but it's a necessary step. You'll need to scrutinize your discretionary spending list and trim it down wherever possible. I understand it might seem extreme, but when you're dealing with debt, it's crucial to get serious about cutting back on non-essential expenses until your debt is under control. For instance, you don't have to dine out at McDonald's with friends and order a meal. You can still join them, but opt not to order, saving money. Another strategy is what I do personally, waiting until everyone's done with their meal and enjoying what they're not taking home, essentially a free meal. Similarly, there's no need to spend $5 on a smash the like button frappuccino at Starbucks when you can make coffee at home for a mere 20 cents. There are usually ways to significantly reduce your discretionary spending, either by cutting it out entirely or finding more affordable alternatives. For example, if you're spending $40 a week on drinks at the bar, consider purchasing a $15 bottle from the grocery store and pre-game at home. Then, when you're at the bar, simply order a free cup of water. In just a few moments, you've saved yourself $25 on drinks. I'd also suggest that as you go through this process, consider selling items that are either not in use or causing excessive expenses. For example, if you have a second or third car that you don't really need, selling it can be a great way to save money. You might also want to downgrade to a more affordable option. Additionally, if you're making payments on something that you rarely use, it might be better to cut your losses instead of continuing to invest in something that isn't giving you much value. This step is all about minimizing expenses and saving as much money as possible to put toward debt repayment. Now, turning our attention to savings, we arrive at step number 5. Depending on your debt and interest rate, it may be beneficial to explore debt consolidation as a means to reduce your interest expenses. Here's how debt consolidation operates. Suppose you have 4 credit cards and a personal loan, accumulating a total debt of $35,000 with an average interest rate of 25%. Instead of managing 5 separate loans with varying interest rates, you can merge them into a single loan. This consolidated loan might offer a lower interest rate compared to the combined rates of your previous debts. Consequently, you'll only have one loan to repay, potentially at a reduced interest rate, resulting in cost savings. Furthermore, if you find yourself burdened by substantial credit card debt and consolidation isn't an option, you might consider a balance transfer to a zero-interest credit card to reduce interest expenses. You typically encounter a 3% balance transfer fee when transferring your balance to another card. However, this fee is often much more cost-effective than dealing with a credit card with a 27% interest rate. Another effective approach is obtaining a personal loan, which follows a similar principle. Personal loans generally offer significant lower interest rates compared to credit cards. Consequently, securing a personal loan to consolidate your credit card balances could potentially result in substantial savings. Nonetheless, it's essential to exercise responsibility throughout this process. Don't obtain a personal loan and use it impulsively to purchase a Range Rover instead of paying off your debts. Avoid any reckless actions. If you're using these financial tools to pay off your debt and save money, it's a prudent move. However, if you anticipate being irresponsible, it's best to refrain from this strategy. The key objective here is to reduce your interest rate, enabling you to retain more funds for faster debt repayment.
Started calling the debt snowball. And it's a real tough metaphor to grasp. You list your debts smallest to largest. You pay minimum payments on everything but the little one. You attack the little one with a vengeance. Scorched earth lifestyle. Sell so much stuff the kids think they're...
Now, let's move on to step 6, which pertains to the actual process of paying off your debt. There are 2 strategies you can employ for this purpose. The first approach is called the snowball method, popularized by Dave Ramsey. According to this method, you start by paying off your smallest balances and gradually work your way up to the largest ones. Dave Ramsey argues that there are significant psychological benefits to paying off smaller balances first. Seeing your debts decrease quickly can provide the motivation needed for long-term commitment. Moreover, by paying off smaller balances, you free up extra cash that can be directed toward larger balances, since you no longer have those monthly payments. From a psychological perspective, this method is likely the most effective for most people, even though it may end up costing more in the long run. The second method is known as the avalanche method. Instead of prioritizing balances by size, you arrange them based on the highest interest rate first and the lowest interest rate last. This approach ensures that your money is used most effectively, ultimately costing you the least in the long term if you remain committed.
Well, what I would suggest you do is let's just increase your income by increasing your hours doing something and get these debts cleaned up.
Now, on to the 7th and final step. If you've trimmed your expenses to the bone, embraced a minimalistic lifestyle, and you're still struggling to meet your debt obligations, there's no way around it. You need to increase your income. This can be achieved by taking on a second job, pursuing a side hustle, or working additional hours. In essence, you must find ways to earn more money. I understand that offering such an obvious solution, like just make more money, may seem overly simplistic, but it's the reality. If you've diligently followed all the previous steps and your income still falls short, you have to explore avenues to boost your earnings, even if it means working overtime, taking on night shifts, or juggling multiple jobs. While it may be demanding in the short term, the long-term benefits are significant. During this period, your primary focus should be channeling every available dollar towards debt repayment. Consistency is crucial in this journey. It's not a quick fix. You need to commit to these steps consistently to see real progress in paying off your debt. That's it for today. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to click the like and subscribe button.